Hey guys, it's Andrea with Sucs for You in Houston, Texas, and today we're starting some Astrophytum asteria seeds. Lots of cool varieties. We're going to sterilize some soil, some pots, do it the right way, do a baggy method. So we'll be putting those seedlings in a bag and leaving them in there to cook, and then we'll be doing some updates down the road. Let's get started. I am going to take the extra step of sterilizing some soil. I'm going to do it a really easy way. I'm just going to put some in like a microwavable bag, Ziploc, so it's resealable and it'll keep it sterile. We're gonna add enough water. I've already put some water in. I think it needs a little bit more. You want the soil to be nice and moist so it steams and it doesn't like explode or burn. And we're gonna do this in the microwave. You can do this in a like a turkey pan in the oven as well. This is gonna be a lot faster. And I just kind of worried about using the oven. It takes a lot longer, a few hours maybe, because you have to do it kind of slow and low. On this, we're going to zap it in the microwave for about 90 seconds. And I put it in a microwave-safe baking dish. The bag is left open, so it steams out. And let's just hope only good things happen. All right, we'll start. 90 seconds. And I'm going to get an old meat thermometer I have to make sure it comes up to temp. Okay, now we can check the temperature, just opening it carefully. We do want it to be like 180 to 200. And that's not even really close, so let's go ahead and zap it a little longer. All right, I gave it another minute. All right, let's check her out now. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit of water. So what I'm gonna do is take this out and just kind of like shake it up, mix it around, because it wants to get to 180. It's just I think I'm hitting maybe some drier spots or something in there. And then another 30 seconds. I took the whole pan out and I flipped the bag over. I'm feeling good about it this time. It is steamy. It's pretty hot. Come on. So you're up to like, the heat is not distributed very well in here, but I'm seeing 180, 190, some low 170s. And so I think we're good to go. I'm gonna zip up this bag. Nice, convenient. And just in time, my husband's home. Just so you know, it doesn't smell like anything. I was afraid there might be some smell. It's nice and clean. All right, sterilized soil, check. And here's our seeds we're going to be starting. It's a bunch of Astrophytums, asterias, Superkabuto, Iwata. There's a 5-rib variety here. I'm very excited about them. I told the seller to just surprise me. This is at Crescent City Cactus out of New Orleans, and they sell plants, they sell seeds, and they sell delicious baked goods. So their account's pretty dangerous to follow, but definitely check them out. So now that we have our seeds, we have our soil cooling off, and I'm going to sterilize some pots. Going to get that done right now. Back to the kitchen. I am going to just start by rinsing all the pots, and then I'm going to fill the sink about halfway with hot water and about 1/4 cup of bleach. Let them soak for 10 minutes or so, rinse, dry, and we're done. While these are soaking, I'm going to write down the names of the different types of seeds, one in each bag. Big bag, because we're going to do the baggy method of starting the seeds. And that's another reason I took an extra step to sterilize the soil, because it is really humid in Houston already. So we want to make sure that once the seedlings are in the bag, we can close them up, and it reduces the risk of fungus, bacteria, yucky stuff, green stuff growing in the pots. All right, everybody is ready to pot. we're gonna start with 5 rib seeds, and I believe there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's like 25 in each bag, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll start by just filling up a pot. The soil is still quite warm. And it's nice and moist already, which is really important because you want your soil to be soaked all the way through. And then we're gonna spread the seedlings on top. Okay, and then I'm gonna mist the soil again a little bit, put it in the bag, and close that bag up. And that's going to act like a little germination chamber for it. I don't want to fill the soil too high, so we'll stop right at the rim. Okay, and take these little guys. I wash my hands really well, and I'm using like a brand new plastic cup, so doing everything I can to keep this sterile. Alright, I'm going to try and spread them out pretty evenly. For some reason for me they always wind up over at the little edges of the pot. Oh well, as long as they're in the soil. Start at the middle and just literally just placing them on top. I already dropped one. All the way around. Okay. Alright. So that's what we're looking at now. You probably can't see the seeds, but they're all just nice on top. And I'm going to take the cup and just tap them down a little bit. And I can't seem to find my mister, but what I am going to do is I have a very fine strainer. Let me see how this works. And just a little bit of water at a time. Yeah. It's not ideal. It did scatter the seeds around a little bit. That's why you want to use a mister. But you can always just go back and straighten them out if you need to. Space them out a little bit more. Okay. So we take our bag and we take this little guy in his pot, and then we're going to put it in the bag just like that. Close it up, and that's where it's going to live for a while. I will be putting them on a heating pad in the garage under my grow lights. You can put them in a really bright window somewhere, and that should be enough to get it germinating. But to actually keep your seeds compact, you'll probably want to put them outdoors in some bright light, or put them under a grow light. Hopefully, if you don't have a grow light, it is on your radar to get one. Okay, let's do the rest. This soil mix actually already does have some drainage materials in it, so I'm not terribly worried about it being too organic. Another thing is that seedlings do like higher organic content in their mix. From my experience, I'm going to change this up and just water the top a bit before I put the seeds on. That should be fine. Okay, so I don't scatter them everywhere. And also because this isn't going to be getting constantly watered, like this is it, what you see, that's the water it's going to be getting for probably 4 months or so, 4 to 6 months. And you can bet I will be in there. How many are these? This is a lot more for the Astrophytum asterias cross. Let's see, let's just try. That's working pretty good. Yeah, so once this is in there, that's it. I might start ventilating them in about in a couple of months, just open the bag a little bit. Just really have to keep an eye on it and see just see how they're doing. Watch the surface for any kind of fungal or mildew growth. All right, 2 down. All right, we're moving on to the third. And as far as I know a lot of people are like, do I have to sterilize my soil? No, you don't have to, but if it's like a special hybrid or something like that, or you just want to definitely increase your chances of success, germination, and not having any seedlings die off from like dampening off, they call it. It's like when the little roots they just get too sad, they're not strong enough to support the plant. These are just some ways to help prevent that from happening. There's all different people have all different kinds of like methods. Oh, I forgot to water first. I do like watering that first since I don't have my mister handy. And this is the Iwata. I'm noticing some of the drainage materials looks like pumice in there. I bought this from a local feed shop. He makes a lot of really great mixes. It's called Quality Feed in Houston. Yeah, they specialize in like all kinds of great stuff in the potting soil, potting mixes for like bonsai, individual drainage materials, all kinds of good stuff. One-stop shop. Quality Feed. All right. Where's our Iwatas? And then another thing about sterilizing your soil, this is really one of the only times I've ever gone through this much trouble to actually sterilize my soil, and usually just making sure whatever I buy or whatever I use to mix, that it smells good. I did say that when I microwaved this, it didn't have a smell, but then like I also said my husband had just arrived and he walked in and said, "What are you cooking? Are you making broccoli?" So maybe there is a little like a natural, tiny, funky, earthy aroma, but it's really not bad at all. And from what I've heard, it smells worse, not worse, but it smells more if you do this, if you sterilize in the oven. But at that point, it's going to be really important to make sure you add enough water. As you saw, I probably didn't add enough water towards the very beginning, and that would have helped steam it faster and bring it up to temp faster. And here's what's happening here. I don't like how these little seeds are like right over close to the edge, so I am going to just move them closer to the middle. Superkabuto. I'm keeping up. I wrote them down and I brought them out, and I'm picking them up in order, or else I will totally get them mixed up. Superkabuto's in the bag. Alright, so I will definitely be checking these, probably in a few hours, see if they've started germinating yet, as we do. And then checking every day without opening the bag, just to see what the state of the soil is, and see if I see any new growth. And again, just really paying attention, because it's February, it is warm. I just had to turn my AC on inside, and it is humid, and I have enough light, so I don't see why I shouldn't be starting these right now. A lot of other cacti growers I'm following on Instagram are starting stuff, or they already started it sooner, so I'm going to also. And I really love the Astrophytum asterias. I just think they have so much character. The very last one we're doing is a pink Superkabuto, and it has a lot of seeds, so I'm going to be really careful about making sure they don't get too close to the edge this time. water. Mud pies, mud pies. If you have any like bigger chunks of drainage materials, or if you see any like bark, you can just pull that off, throw it to the side. It won't really hurt the plant, but it's going to be hard for the seed to put roots down in that spot. Okay. Focus on the middle. And it actually looks amazing when you see these growing together, like the seedlings coming up kind of like pot bound, really close and clumping together. I love the way that looks. And after about a year, just depending on the size, you can start separating them and putting them in more like individual pots. All right. We did it! Oh wait, there's still a couple. There's like 5 more in there. Ah. Of course, they are going to the side of the pot, like I didn't want, probably. I'm gonna move them. Okay. And again, you can take your sweet time and place the seeds as carefully as you'd like. But I'm not putting any soil on the top. I've seen a lot of people, Astrophytum growers suggest just leave the top off when you're doing the baggy method. Leave the top layer of soil off, because those seeds are they're gonna sprout their roots out, and they know exactly where to go from that point. They go down into the dirt eventually, and that's that. This is gonna be exciting. Eventually. But as I said, I'm going to be putting them down in the garage, and we'll be checking on them on occasion. Follow me, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'll be doing some updates in the shorts videos, and then eventually I'll do a longer video when we have something to talk about. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. This is starting Astrophytum asterias from seeds using sterilized soil. Take care. Squirrel! Squirrel! This is so annoying. I did want to mention that over this loud squirrel... Oh my gosh! Now you guys know why I don't make videos very often, because I usually need to be making them outside. In between the squirrels and the horns and the people and the construction and the noise, it's really frustrating. Oh my god. So if the squirrel doesn't mind, I would like to tell you really quickly, this mix does have drainage materials in it, so I'm not too worried about it not being fast draining enough. Seedlings do enjoy more organic material.